The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
I turned off news altogether.
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
It's the rage bait.
It feels like it's trying to divide people.
If we got clear facts, maybe we could calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
You're listening to Achtung, Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Hello dear listeners, welcome to Achtung Millwall. My name is Nick Hart. You join me pre-match ahead of the Preston North End home fixture at 12:30 start. We are awaiting the pre-match remembrance ceremonies. Normally done very, very well by our club, of course, but I'm just sitting here looking at today's team lineup, dear listeners, after that debacle, and it's no other word really for it up there at Birmingham Tuesday night. Absolute shellacking that we took, 4-0 loss. So 4 changes today to the starting 11. Crocombe remains in goal. In comes Caleb Taylor into the central part of defence, I'm going to guess. So the back line we're thinking is Kramer in right back, which is what many have been calling for. He played so well there. Forced to play well there, but he did. So Kramer, Taylor, Jake Cooper, Zach Sturge. Cooper's just been on the pitch taking his 400 appearances award, dear listeners. Midfield 2, no Billy Mitchell, apparently injured. People talking about 6 weeks out, which is we'll reserve judgment on the injury scene till later in the game, I think. But anyway, Dinor and Mazusaku are defensive 2 midfielders. In front of them, I think we're going to see Negley centrally, Camille Negley, which many again have been calling for. Turno Ballo, I'm going to guess on the left side to combine so as he has done so well with Zach Sturge. And in comes Idemo Imaku, I'm going to guess on the right side of Negley. Ivanovic up front. On the bench, Joel Coleman, Danny Kelly, Macaulay Langstaff, Joe Bryan, Luke Cundall, Kamal Grant, AJ Matthews on the bench, Reece Bangura Williams, and Wes Harding. So yeah, we certainly need a performance after that poor show up there at St Andrews. Let's see what we get this afternoon, dear listeners. It's a grey, cool but not cold day. Flags are fluttering limply in a very gentle breeze out there. So we're just awaiting the pre-match ceremonies now. Just as I'm waiting for the teams to come, I'm looking across at the Dockers stand opposite where I sit in Birdshit Corner, and you can see the safe standing installations. I want to be interested to know what people think of it over there. It's still, just 12 minutes till kick-off, so the den is by no means full at the moment, but I quite like safe standing. How do you feel about it, dear listeners? Chance to stand up properly. You have a kind of an old school terrace, stanchion in front of you to lean on, and a seat that folds down. So, yeah, the 2 blocks from 18, 19, I'm going to guess that's 20, is that 21, that little bit on the end? Anyway, I'm asking, you can't see it. But yeah, safe standing on those 2.5 blocks opposite in the Old East Dockers stand. Interesting. Here come the 2 teams, listeners, on the big screen. Let them come. Escorted out by representatives, I see, of the Navy, Army, Air Force, I believe, there, with wreaths and poppies. Mill, as a club, does this kind of stuff brilliantly, and it's always one of the the highlights of the year for me, the Remembrance Day ceremonies. So the soldiers and them, and the lady soldier there with Reeves going to go out to the centre circle. And the two teams are lining up in a normal fashion for the handshakes. Well, normally impeccable, dear listeners. There was a kerfuffle over in the Dockers stands, someone shouting stuff out and blokes putting right. I'm going to cut that out of the recording. You might get it elsewhere, but I don't really want to carry it myself on something so close. I think it was still lined up for, I think it was meant to be a minute's silence there. Oh, I don't know. That was... Oxford's one was impeccable. I don't know if I can say the same, but anyway, the point was made. Let's leave it there. The service personnel are now walking around with the Reeves to the Cold Blow Lane ends. Back to the football after that, dear listeners. I think I'm going to draw a line under that. Back to the football. Lions need a performance, put it simply. We look so spiritless up there at Birmingham. Tactically, all over the place. Defensively, all over the place. Everything all over the place for that matter. So we do need to put on a bit of a show this afternoon. This one's going out on Sky TV, hence the slightly unearthly 12:30 kickoff. Something we have to live with nowadays. But my word, we could use a good show this afternoon. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be Millwall to kick us off. Casper Denor will be attacking the away end in the first half, as per the teachings and writings of the Venerable Bede. Off we go. A few players out there looking for a performance. I think Ivanovic could use a goal like a man going through the desert on a horse with no name. Whatever method it takes, get a goal. Crowd are behind the lines. Preston have come into the game. I think they won in midweek. They've had some good form of late, but they are apparently injury affected, like we are. Interesting conversation that Chris Chaps and I had with Mark Fairbrother and Stu Hill, the new chair of the Fans Advisory Board. Do have a look at it. It's on Chaps' video channel on YouTube, Chat with Chaps. A lovely little one-two. It's going to be Marku on the right side. He's got Kramer easting forwards. This is... Oh! Shot over from Negley there. That was a chance, listeners. Lovely move down the right side. Kramer looked immediately making that impact. Cross back for Negley, who put it just inches over the bar. Mainfield, he should have done better there. He should have done better. 2 minutes in, dear listeners. Yeah, do check it out. It's on Chris Chaps' channel. It's a video call, Zoom call. Do have a look. Some really interesting points. I think the club is in excellent hands, dear listeners. That was my take out of it. It's the Fan Advisory Board is a new kind of means of communication. I think that's the way I would define it. I've personally on this podcast, and I do believe the others too, certainly Chat with Chats. We've got a lot of time for Chris. I think we're all going to lend our help and support as best we can. And I think the more communication there is between the club and the fans, the better you get to know people, the better. Certainly I was impressed with the conversation with Mark Fairbrother and the plans for the club going forward. Do check it out, listeners. That was a big chance. Anyway, back to the football, Dennis. That was a big chance there for Camille Negley. Another player that could use a break. He could use a goal. That was an opportunity. Proud Preston, first ever Football League champions, of course. I did a a retrospective show. Tell me if you like those retrospective shows, listeners. They do like, oh, that's a loose pass there from Ballo. Gives the ball to the 24 on the right side. This is a chance here. Shot on target, nice block from outside the D. I think the man probably thought he had less time there than he did. It was a very poor ball from Ballo, but anyway, the Lions do dodge a bullet there. A good save on Max Crocombe down right. Well, 10 minutes in, it's been a bright start for the Lions. A couple of opportunities. That shot from Negley being the pick of them, really, from the Millwall perspective. But it's been an open game so far. Lions looking bright. So certainly Tuesday night is at the moment, fading in the memory, dear listeners. 10 minutes. Preston play out a goal kick. They give it to their own goalkeeper further along the 6-yard line. It's intriguing tactic. I don't really know what you get out of doing that, but what do I know? I'm but a mere paying customer up in the stands, not privy to the knowledge of the experts. The Illuminati, football Illuminati. Oh, that's a loose ball. 1-0. Loose ball across the back line of defence. Releases the 24, clips it over Crocombe. 1-0. Very, very sloppy play by Mill after a bright start. 16 minutes. Ugh. Denor being pulled back there. Referee lets play flow. This is now Kramer. Will he have a go? He's got Imaku on his right hand side. That's a cross. That's going to go for a right side corner. That's better, Millwall. 21 minutes, approaching the halfway point of the first half. We're a sloppy goal behind at the moment, but we have looked bright, and so far we're looking like heads are not going down at the moment, so that's good. This is a right-sided corner. Kramer, Cooper, Taylor in the midst. Falls to Derek. Oh, that's volleyed straight back. It's off the line, actually. The goalkeeper was going down for it, but the defender was stood in front of it. He actually caught that quite well there, Derek. Good effort from the boy. It's going to be another left-sided corner this time. Imaku to take. It's not often you look forward to the recuperating powers of the international break, but we certainly need it with Billy Mitchell now apparently also injured. Femi Aziz injured, of course. Our talisman. This is a nice little break. This is from in front. Oh! Ball through there to Ivanovic, who stepped on the ball from Denor. Nice little dribble there through the middle. Lovely little ball inside, and Ivanovic in his haste to get onto it stepped on the ball. Goes for a left side throw in instead. No luck so far from Millwall. 23 minutes. Ballo takes and turns. Can't get any real power on the shot as he was trying to spin round there, but nice effort. Collected by the goalkeeper. We're on 32 minutes, dear listeners. It's been mostly Millwall pressing in this half, but for that sloppy goal, you'd say it's been a decent start by the Lions, but you can't really say that because we've given away a foolish goal. Oh, goalkeeper, there's a goal! Oh my giddy arm, Keystone Cup style. A ball back to the goalkeeper who fell over basically with Ivanovic in attendance, and he gets the monkey off his back by just tapping it into the net on the easiest chance he'll ever get. I feel like I've walked into a comedy movie, dear listeners, but anyway, it's one each. He took it well. 1-1. 35 minutes. Well, sloppy goal for them to lead, sloppy goal for us to equalise. Is that parity, I think they call it in the French tennis? Parity. Finally, it was going to take something like that always for Ivanovic to get his goal, wasn't it, listeners? I know he got one the other day. I'm talking like he hasn't scored at all, but certainly there's been a sense of him feeling a bit of drift anyway. Hopefully that'll bring the creative out of him. Oh, well, there we are. Football. Ball down the line for Imaku to chase down the goalkeeper. Clears it under the derision of the Millwall crowd. This is Imaku getting buffeted on the right side, the 18. He does well to get a cross in there. That's gone for a corner. Done really well to Adama Imaku. Gets a lot of criticism and kind of faint praise, but he's putting the effort in now on that right side today. He's won us another corner, right-sided corner. We're on 40 minutes. In it comes, deep. There's a a little back flick from Jake Cooper. Falls to Taylor at full stretch. He puts it wide left. I thought that was going in the net for a moment. Ball in from the right for Preston. It's headed headed clear. We are on 43 minutes, all the way back to the goalkeeper. Some way outside his penalty area, but took that calmly enough. So there we are. What can we make of the first half? It's been pretty bright stuff by the Lions. I think they've done well to keep their heads up after that sloppy opening goal. A chance for Negley still sticks in my mind early on, and there's one a few moments ago for Caleb Taylor inside the box. Obviously going a goal behind isn't ideal, and there was a bit of a sense of unease around the Den in truth until we were gifted that equaliser from Mihailo Ivanovic. So I think overall the Lions will be happy to go in at the break at 1 each and have a little bit of a reformation in the dressing room and just come out with renewed vigour in the second half, because I think we've done well overall. With a fair smile and a little delicate kiss on the neck from Lady Luck. All that presumes we get through to half time at 1 each, of course. Oh no! Bloody hell, that was Crocombe taking his time on the clearance. I thought that was going directly into the bottom right hand corner as the Preston forward blocked it. Lunatic stuff out there, listeners. 44 minutes. Anyway, that goes for a goal kick, luckily. Thank you, Lady Luck. Where are you? Are you here? Is she in the stadium with us right now, listeners? Calls to Ballo, ball over the top. This is in Marku. Through on goal, what can he do? Oh, fires it into the side netting, trying to push his way through on the right side. Good strength on the ball. Idemo Marku fires it into the side netting, unfortunately. 45 minutes. Half time, dear listeners. It finishes 1 each at the break. Two sloppy goals in truth, but anyway, we'll take it. I thought Lions were bright overall, and as I've said already, have done well to keep their heads up after the setback of that early goal. Anyway, at half time, it's Millwall 1, Preston North End 1.
Wherever Bud goes, his harmonica goes with him. It's a pocket full of soul. Now he's living with prostate cancer. He asked his doctor about Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRES, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, speaking after that midweek thumping up there at Birmingham, Alex Neil said we need to do better collectively, do better. I think we have done that in that first half, despite a great quote here from Merv Payne, despite it being almost Shakespearean in the first half, comedy of errors as Merv puts it, which is very clever. As ever, Merv, I nick all your best stuff, mate. So yeah, let's hope for a better still second half. We actually had some decent chances in the first period, which we didn't take. Chance for Negley earlier and one from Taylor, I think, sticks in my mind late from that little back deft flick by Jake Cooper. So we have had goal scoring chances, but of course it was Comic Cuts time that released the ball for Mihailo Ivanovic. Wonderful photo of him on the official, club meme, half-time meme, 1 each, with him taking the acclaim of the Den. I don't blame the boy. Well, I'd take the acclaim of the Den, even if it was given to me on a plate with ketchup on the side. Preston are out. The listeners just waiting for the entrance of the Lions for the second half. Anyway, we're ready to go now. Preston's going to kick us off for the second half. Attacking the away, and Millwall will be attacking the Coldblow in the second half, as per the writings of the Venerable Bede in Anglo-Saxon England, 9th century. Ye Millwall Rovers shall attack if ye home end in ye second half, was one of his verses. He used to love a verse, the old Venerable Bede. Love these verses. Off we go. Ivanovic getting manhandled. Referee says nothing. It's gone for a throw-in. Crowd unhappy with the refereeing out there, dear listeners. Justifiably so, in my opinion. Lovely little flick header on from Ivanovic, finds Negley. He wins a right-sided corner. 54 going towards 55 minutes. Right-sided corner from Millwall, but a pressure building here. In it comes, deep one, floats away from everybody, unfortunately. Derek does really well there to win the ball back on the left side. Good work there by Derek Mazusaku. And Sturge. Lovely little jinky run. Can he get a shot? It's a deflected shot. It's bouncing around inside the penalty area, and the referee blows for something or other. 60 minutes, half an hour to go, dear listeners. Both sides will feel they've got the opportunity to Preston and get all 3 points here. Both will want all 3 points. Preston, as I said at the start of the game, sitting just one place above us in the championship table. Neither have really turned it on this afternoon so far, but there's still 30 minutes to go. Cooper finds Kramer. Ahead of him is Imarku, about halfway inside the Preston half. Nice combination there with Cooper. Oh, a little flick at the near post from Ivanovic from that Kramer cross. That was a nice move. Batted away by the goalkeeper, a right-sided corner. That was a really nice move there. Imarku and Kramer combining. Nice cross in from Kramer, and a delicate touch at the near post by Ivanovic, but just the goalkeeper just equal to it. The ball breaks. Ballo over on the left side now. What can he do? He checks. Can he get the ball back? He finds Dinor. What can Dinor do? Shot on target. Oh, wide right, just. Low, wide and right. The goalkeeper is stretching. Going to go for a goal kick. This is better stuff from Millwall now. We're starting to carve out some chances. I was just on the brink of saying that Ivanovic chance a few months ago was not the first chance of the second half from the Lions' point of view. That's now 2 in succession. Let's hope we can maybe carve out some more. Ivanovic was being manhandled there. Referee gives nothing. Preston man gets the ball back, and he gets an offence against Kramer. So real sense of injustice around me in block 2, block 1. A few masturbatory gestures being made towards the referee, listeners. Lions looking a lot brighter as we approach the halfway mark of the second half, dear listeners. But I still repeat, it's anyone's game. We need to stay focused and switched on at the back. He says just as they've been given the ball to the 5 now, this is Preston pressing onto the right side. It's going to get away from the 26. Thankfully, their levels of incompetence are matching the occasion, dear listeners. Nice little flick through from Negley, finds Ivanovic, finds Imarku, takes it into space. What can Imarku do here? Oh, No, it's not a penalty. He overhit that. There was a moment there I thought he might have pushed through there, but he tried to clip it back inside of himself and then went down, and the referee wasn't going to have that. And in fairness, I don't think I would be having that if I was a referee. Idemo feeds Dinor, lovely first time ball out wide left, finds Sturge. He's got men in front of him, unfortunately. This is Dinor again, dear listeners. Jake Cooper on the left side, that will ball in, deep one. Gets away from the defender. This is Kramer on the right side now, ball in to the middle. Oh, there's a header put wide, unfortunately. It was a slightly high cross. I think that was Ballo trying to get up his head on it, but put it wide left. Kasper Dinor with a beautiful crossfield pass. This is Idemo Imarku, breaks inside. He's got Ivanovic. Kramer on the right side now. This is Dinor, what can he do? Chance for I don't know if that was a shot or a cross. It was an angled ball. Let's say it was an attempt at something, but not quite sure what it was. Gone for a goal kick. 80 minutes, dear listeners. Preston coming down our left, dear listeners. Ball into the middle. This is the 26. Look quite dangerous, this 26. It's a shot. Oh, wow, underneath, almost underneath Max Crocombe there. It drifted wide left, but just. The 26 has looked a dangerous boy since he's come into proceedings. And that was a shot on target. Crocombe got his body over it, and it almost seemed to slip underneath him. I thought it was going to trickle in the net there for a moment. Looks like Reis is going to make an appearance. in for Idemo Marku. Good applause. I think he's done well for me in this game, Idemo Marku. Given everything he's got to give and put some decent moments in there. So in comes Reis. Nice to see him back in the fray again. 83 minutes. I'd say it's been a fairly scrappy second half in all truth. The first half wasn't exactly beautiful flowing football, but the second half particularly has been fairly scrappy stuff in my opinion. Scrappy dear listeners. The 2 goals in the game probably summing up the rather unsatisfactory nature of the match overall. I know it'll be a point, both sides regard it as a valuable point. 2 rather comic goals. Yeah, they come down the left side channel. This is the 17. Inside. Shot and beaten away with the legs of Max Crocombe, dear listeners. Some of the passing this afternoon hasn't been of the highest standard, dear listeners. Given the ball over, there's a bit of a malaise up there at Birmingham, wasn't it, on Tuesday night? But less so today. This hasn't been anywhere near the same kind of inept showing that we saw at Birmingham. As I say, it's scrappy, I think would be my word. I'm trying to think of something a bit more descriptive than scrappy, but anyway, that's about all I can think of. Reis throws the ball forward. Macaulay Langstaff won't catch that, listeners. I think we must be coming towards the last few seconds of the game. 93.54 showing on the stadium clock. That's going to go back to the goalkeeper who's already had a mishap. He won't have a mishap there. That's the final whistle. It finishes 1 each, 2 comic cut goals, probably summing up the game. It was overall a lot of huff and puff and not an awful lot of stuff to report. There's a boy run on the pitch there. There it is, full time. It finishes Millwall 1, Mihailo Ivanovic getting a goal, Preston North End 1. We'll be back after these messages, dear listeners.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Achtung, Millwall.
Huge welcome to the start of the pre-match prostate cancer video yesterday, dear listeners. It's Will Kilgannon, and welcome to the show, Will.
Hi, Nick. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for having me on.
No, good to have you, mate. I thought we'd just begin before we get into the football because that was an odd game yesterday, Will. I think we both agree on that. But I just wanted to mention the video that you did and your kind of your story, if that's the right word, as to how you come to be part of the prostate cancer awareness. I mean, I actually didn't get the chance to meet you a few weeks ago. We were just speaking off air, listeners, about the interviews that I managed to get with Lucas Jensen and Paul Robinson, both of whom are taking part in this campaign. But Will, you were very much the star of the show, and you were shooting that video downstairs at the Den when I was there with you a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was. Just over a month ago now, we were filming this really important awareness video of prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is the biggest, most common cancer amongst men in the UK. And it was something that my dad was diagnosed with in 2012 on the opening day of the London Olympics. I always say that kind of on this day of national celebration for the country and the Olympics actually opening, it was kind of a day where I knew that from when I was 9 years old that my life would never be the same again, really, because we were hit with this news that my dad was diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer. And really, he was born and bred in New Cross in southeast London. Millwall was at the very forefront of what he liked to do during the week and go into games and on the weekend as well. And it was something that I was very much brought up around as well. So I have very fond memories of going to the Den from a very, very young age. and
Yeah.
having that normal father-son relationship of going down to the football, which meant so much to us both. And in the 2013-14 season, Millwall gave up their front of shirt sponsorship to Prostate Cancer UK to again raise awareness and funds for the charity. And from that moment, as lifelong Millwall supporters, my dad wrote into the charity and to Millwall to tell his story and to try and get the awareness out there and to stop other men going through what we as a family were going through, and to raise as much awareness and funds for the disease as possible. So that's kind of where our story began, really.
How old was your dad, if may I ask, Will, when he was first diagnosed? And without being nosy, how old was he when he passed away with the condition? What timeline are we talking about there?
Yeah, so he was only 48 when he was diagnosed. Wow. I think prostate cancer had this kind of misconception that it was an old man's disease, but actually, my dad was only 48, and kind of highlighted that from such a young age. Again, I was only 9 when he was diagnosed, so it's come at a very early stage in my life and my dad's life as well. Kind of at 48, you're still young. You've got half your life ahead of you, really. And he passed away 3 years later, when he was 51, which is really no age to pass away. But and again, kind of prostate cancer is one of the more common factors of prostate cancer is men over 50 as well. They're the kind of age group where your risk is heightened, and in and around that age is certainly where that awareness should be spread to stop other people as young as my dad going through it. But it's really no age, 48.
But it sounds like the kind of condition. I mean, I had that misconception, Will, of the over 50, the old man idea, that it's something that you check out when you get to your older years, so we say. But it sounds like the kind of condition where it's actually never too early to start it to start checking, in a sense, is it? Going by your dad's experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the important thing for me as well, is when raising awareness. I think there's really, you can never be too aware of your risk. I think if you are over that 50 age bracket, if you are Black, and if you have a family history like me, then you are at a heightened risk. And I think it's absolutely crucial that we're spreading awareness amongst those key groups to know their risk and to hopefully open that conversation about their risk with their GP and get checked. Because I think knowing your risk and being aware of that is something that is potentially life-saving. And I think that's at the forefront of everything I try to do with raising awareness, and also something that my dad tried to do. And by me continuing that work is certainly keeping his legacy alive, and is therefore really important to me that I continue to keep his legacy alive and to keep back beating the drum about raising awareness and funds for Prostate Cancer UK.
Absolutely. I mean, you're doing a magnificent job of it, Will. I mean, the video that was shown yesterday, and I imagine that will be continued to be shown by the club. It's on the club website, I believe, listeners, but certainly was played before the game yesterday. It's a strong piece of filmmaking. And I just on a personal level, I think a lot of campaigns kind of go in one ear and out the other a little bit, Will. But I do believe that if you keep at it, the message does get through. I can say that personally because, like most blokes, you go through your life thinking nothing will ever touch you. And, as a consequence of the prostate cancer campaign, I went and got myself checked a few weeks ago.
Brilliant.
Lot of information for people, but I was driven to do it because of this kind of stuff. So the work you're doing is well worthwhile, mate, I think.
Oh, thank you. And no, it's fantastic that, people like yourselves are getting checked. And that's all we can really ask for as well. I think for listeners to know that at the start of the Millwall Prostate Cancer UK partnership in 2013, 2014, my dad did film that first video at the Den when it was pouring down with rain, speaking about his story and how he was like a typical man, really, left it too late, didn't think that this kind of thing would happen to him. And that ignorance was ultimately what led to his prostate cancer spreading outside the prostate and therefore becoming incurable. Because the key thing is that prostate cancer is a curable disease if caught early enough. So I think, my dad standing up, I think 12 years ago now at the Den and speaking about his story, me coming to the Den and doing the kind of exact same and continuing to beat the drum about his story and also his legacy as well is what's crucial to me, to ensure people like yourself, Nick, and listeners hopefully go and get their prostate checked and also just know their risk and hopefully open that conversation with their GPs and their doctors to make sure that they're fully aware of the potential risks that prostate cancer brings, because it is the biggest common and the most common cancer in men in the UK. Yeah. And I saw a stat the other day that that the number of people living in the UK with prostate cancer can feel the den 3 times over. So I think that kind of hits home to listeners as well. And you look around maybe at the Preston game yesterday and see 16, 17,000 people, and you think you triple that number, then that's how many people are living and affected by prostate cancer, in the country at one time. And also, I'm a strong believer that not only is it those men that actually have prostate cancer, but it's also their families as well. And if you think about how many people that will then affect, I think that's why it's so crucial to open the awareness and reach as many people as we can to ensure that that conversation and dialogue about your risk is opened up and shared with men, especially amongst those particular target groups that are at higher risk.
Yeah, no, well, magnificent. I mean, what a response to something so young in your own life, and then to respond so bravely. I don't know. I'm trying to find the right words here. Well, I don't know if you'd class yourself as a brave person, but to respond in that way, I think is, well, hats off to you, mate. I mean, the video is well worth a look, listeners, and also get yourself. Check out the information that is online. You can Google search prostate cancer UK. There's loads of information on the website. There's others, NHS sites, all sorts of stuff. It is well worth it. And from personal experience, I responded as a consequence of the relentless prostate cancer awareness campaign that you see on TV at the Den and elsewhere. So, as I've said there, well, it does work, mate. It feels a bit odd now to move us along from something so serious to yesterday's football match, Will. But this is what we're here for. This is why I've asked you to come on the show, mate. What a strange game that was yesterday, Will. I was trying to think of a way to sum it up, and all I've got is a quote by, I thought it was someone, a philosopher, Will, but it's not. It's Bob Wilson, the ex-Match of the Day presenter. Goalkeeping is the loneliest position, said Bob Wilson. Others have said it probably more eloquently, but what an example. Two quite comic goals in their different ways yesterday. And other incidents where I think Max Crocombe must have hadn't broken the wheel, maybe made a few mirrors, because Lady Luck smiled on us a few times yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, I think you're dead right. I think that quote sums it up really nicely. I think it was a really strange game. I don't think that there was too much in it. I think if there was going to be a winner, I think we probably slightly edged it.
I thought we edged it. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
It was certainly the 2 goals were kind of, I think you'd struggle to see that kind of game in the Premier League, which is the promised land.
You might see it. You might see some of it down at your local Sunday Park football.
Yeah,
but not hopefully in the Premier League. I mean, obviously the lineup yesterday, the Mill lineup, injury affected. I mean, we can't escape the injury word, can we? So we had Crocombe in goal. Kramer, I think, must be. I don't know where the French system must create these mega players, because he seems to play anywhere. He can play central defence and look magnificent, and play in right back. It was my man of the match yesterday, Tristan Kramer, to have that change of position there, Will, and to look so cool and so dangerous going forwards. Then that right side, some player I think we've got interest on.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's certainly what we missed against Birmingham midweek. I think that right-hand side was where we really struggled. I don't think there was enough physicality down that side, especially away from home. And I think 3 of Birmingham's goals came from their left-hand side and our right-hand. So I think that putting Kramer and even Amaku, who's a little bit more physical than others in the team, I think that was probably a defensively strong decision from Alex Neil. And I think Kramer's just, I think that kind of pace and that strength running forwards, I think is really tricky for any winger. Yeah, really tricky for any winger to come against. And getting balls in the box, I think there was an opportunity in the second half from Ivanovic where he's kind of just come across the near post, and it was a good save from their goalie at the near post. But I think that shows clearly where that kind of running power and that strength down our right hand side was definitely coming from. I don't think there was too much threat on our left, but I think that right hand side was where we had few opportunities, and you only see Amaku as well went through on goal.
I like him, Aku. Will I like him? I mean, he gets a bit of criticism because obviously he's the contrast with Femi Aziz, who's injured. Is a sharp one, but I like he gives you 100%, Idemo, further forwards, and it's actually one of his better games, I thought, for us yesterday.
Yeah, he was getting in the right positions, and he was giving us what we definitely haven't had, in years gone by. He's giving us that pace and that kind of
bit of power,
getting fans off their seats as well, and getting in behind. I think that's certainly something that we've definitely missed in the past, but I actually think he does give you that. And I just think his final, I don't know if it's a bit of confidence or, a bit of quality as well in that final third when he's through, because he went through on goal twice in the game.
Yeah.
One where he's kind of hit it in the side netting, he probably should be hitting the target. That was a great opportunity in the first half. And in the second half, when he's gone through 1-on-1 and he's just taken a heavy touch, probably on his weaker side. But again, you just kind of want to see
away from him.
If they had the confidence, he might have, it might be a different story. We might be sitting here talking about 3-1 up, a 3-1 win. But, I think, Maku, I think he's got some potential. I think he is, we are missing those key players like Aziz, like Billy Mitchell as well. Although I think
out injured.
But I think we've got a really strong injury list. And to be honest, to put up a team with quality like that, I don't think we necessarily looked like a strongly weakened team. I didn't think it was a result that showed that we were missing 6, 7, 8 key players that would kind of challenge for the starting spot. So actually, in the grand scheme of things, not ideal to have so many players out, but it wasn't the worst performance I've ever seen in the world.
Oh, it was a huge leap forwards from midweek up at Birmingham, which was a debacle up there. But yesterday felt like a more coherent showing for me. I was going to mention Caleb Taylor making, I think that was his first league start for the Lions. I thought did very well in the midfield and he had, in the centre of defence. Sorry, and he had a chance. I think it was in the first half. I might have said the second half in some of my ramblings on other platforms, but it was a first half chance. He put it wide left from a nod down. I think it was Jake got a nod down to him, and that was another chance. Chance for Negley in the first half. I thought looked improved from. He took a lot of criticism in the week there, Will.
Yeah,
Negley, but I thought he did okay yesterday. Certainly a better. Although it was his loose pass, of course, that allowed the Preston striker to nip in and lift it over Crocombe. Not much Crocombe could have done with that one. It was just a very poor choice of back pass there, wasn't it?
I think Negley's quite an interesting one because I think he's obviously been given. There's definitely a player in there. I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He is really good. I think that maybe there's probably some on the physical side he's slightly lax, but he's one of those players that I think if you look at kind of probably a top championship team or a team where you expect them to bounce back up into the Premier or go up like a Leicester or a side like that, he probably gets in and he probably excels. And I think if he's surrounded by those kind of players, but I think he's just one of those that he was given definitely a free role alongside Ivanovic yesterday, and I think that maybe that pass just in the first half in the 15th minute, I think it just I think it probably
he put it wide left, didn't he? Maybe wrong foot for him. I don't know. Not to hit the target is probably disappointing for him there, but that was a chance. We've mentioned the volley from Negley earlier on. There are other chances. It was quite surprising when I look back at the extended highlights today on the club site. After the end of full time yesterday, I felt quite disappointed, but we actually had quite a few chances across the whole game, one way and the other. The equaliser, though, we have to mention the equaliser, which I think will now live on in viral history, as one of those great bloopers or whatever they call them. A nondescript throwback, and the goalkeeper just that's the level of control that I've got, Will. I don't play professional football, mate, so that's what I would do, and it set up the easiest chance I think that Mihailo will ever get. A player that really needed a break, and my word, he got one there, didn't he?
He definitely did. And I think, though, to be fair, I think it was kind of coming. I think that it's apart from their goal and probably the first couple minutes in the game, I think over the first half we were pretty much all over them. I think we were quite dominant. I think that we were pressing hard, and I think, to be fair, for Ivanovic to continue to chase down that kind of lost calls and that loose pass, I think that does kind of show what we want out of a striker, somebody that's going to work hard.
Well, you've got to put yourself in there. You've got to be in the mix there, haven't you? And he was. I thought he actually didn't do badly overall. And it was great to see him get a goal there, Will, because he needed it. And the joy in his face, even though it was the easiest tap in, even I might have got that one. It was just wonderful to see it, the picture of him afterwards, taking the claim of the crowd. I've got to mention our other player, Lady Luck, a female player that was out there with us yesterday, Will, because Max Crocombe, he must be married to Lady Luck there with that strange clearance that almost, how it didn't go in the net at it was in the first half. I thought it was the second half, it was the first half. A kind of block clearance that any other day goes in the back of the net, and somehow evaded it. Lady Luck smiled on us there, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a heart and mouth moment, really, when he's deflected straight, and you could hear the ground go silent as well, and the gasps from 16,000, 70,000 people. But there was definitely a bit of luck. I think probably that's the kind of game after a 4-0 loss, really, letting 4 goals in. I think that's probably quite vindicative of that kind of confidence drop after letting 4 goals in. But I think we were quite lucky in that respect in the goalkeeping department yesterday. But I think it was a game of goalkeeper calamities, really.
We made nice chances. You mentioned already Ivanovic. It was a near post, kind of almost like a little tap in at the near post, and I think it was a Kramer cross in the second half. And Casper had a shot that kind of went across the goal just and was coat of paint wide. So we had moments. Yeah. But Lady Luck again smiled on us late when I think it was the 26th for Preston broke through and fired a shot, and it got underneath Crocombe somehow. Went for a little walk across the goal line, but didn't go in it. And again another one where another day that goes in the net. So. I thought we edged the game, but probably a draw is not a bad. It's not as a fair result. There, Will, was that fair? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Alex Neil's kind of said the same as well. I think that they're a good team. Preston, obviously, they wouldn't be so high up on the table if they weren't. But you could tell it was quite a tough game between the two. And I think that in terms of kind of actual proper quality per position, I think that we probably edged it. I think that we do have some really good players in our team, like your Kramers, even Jake Cooper. I thought played well yesterday, and Denor was fantastic in the middle. But and again with all those injuries, I think that in fact in terms of actual quality, I think that we definitely edged Preston. But they're a point away from home for Preston is a great result. So I think that any team are not going to want to come to the Den and open up. And I think that it was always going to be a tight knit game. So it was one that we'll probably look back on and think that maybe we should have nicked it. But there'll be other opportunities in the season to go and get the 3 points at the Den, I think.
Yeah, and we're now into the welcome embrace of the international break, a chance to get one or two of our players closer to recovery, which I think will be very welcome. But there we go. Strange division, strange game, and some strange goals. Big thank you, Will. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. It's been good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
And get yourself checked out. Have a look at the information on the website, Prostate Cancer UK, listeners. Google search it. It's all out there. And as I've said, from a personal experience, it's well worth getting yourself checked out. So I'll say a big thank you to our new pundit, Will Kilgannon. Thanks for coming on, Will.
Thank you. Cheers.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has movies. So many movies. The movies you've seen 1,000 times and could watch 1,000 more. Iconic movies your friends can't believe you haven't seen. New movies, classic movies, new takes on classic movies. So whether you're into Top Gun or The Naked Gun, Mean Girls or Mission Impossible, Smurfs or Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a mountain of movies to discover on Paramount Plus. Start streaming today.
You don't technically need this car. You say that out loud to yourself. You say, I have no space. You say, I'm just looking. Then you click. Then you zoom in on photo number 87 and whisper, oh no. Then you text a friend, the one who always enables you. You say to yourself, this is the last one, knowing it is not. You don't need this car. But maybe, just maybe, this car needs you. Bring a trailer. It's never just a car.
Hello?
Nick, Matt Richards, just dialing in, driving back from that game. Disappointed. I think everyone's going to be disappointed, really. I thought, especially first half, I thought we dominated, really did. I don't think we behaved particularly well at any point, but we were putting them under pressure and we just weren't clinical. There wasn't many clear-cut chances, but there was quite a number of chances. Ivanovic fell over a ball. Mazusaka had a shot. Idemo had a shot. Headers. Negley in the second minute. And, well, yeah, obviously their goal was just horrendous. It was just absolute sickener. And then the way the team's playing at the moment, you just think, well, if we go a goal down, it's going to be a struggle to come back. Thankfully, we did through their goalkeeper being slightly worse than ours. But yeah, I thought the first half we still were dominant. I wasn't impressed by Preston at all. You think we were both fourth and fifth before the game. That shows you how average this league is, and also what a great chance we've got if we can actually get some players fit and actually start playing with a bit of pattern and fluidity. But yeah, and then the second half, I mean, obviously, we got the equaliser. Second half, I just thought it was a bit scrappy, wasn't it? And we didn't, like fellow contributor John Rankin was messaged and said, second half, attacking against the CBL, almost as if we see it time and time again, previously that we always come on strong or often come on strong in the second half of games and attacking the CBL as per the venerable bead. But no, we had a few chances. Cranmer obviously coming down the right and he got a brilliant cross, and Ivanovic was unlucky with his effort. But I don't think we put them under that much pressure, and actually towards the end I thought we were slightly holding on. I mean, they went through and the player hit the ball straight at Crocombe, and we're a bit lucky there to come away with not losing a goal. So we thought, I mean, 1-1, bet obviously after losing 4-0, getting spanked by Birmingham, then you can say, okay, that's slightly better, but it's not really, because we should be beating a team like Preston at home, especially the way they were today, Preston. So I'm disappointed. You don't want to use the I word, but obviously, injuries is the problem we've got, which everybody's going to mention, I know, but it's a fact. It was a worry today. Ivanovic was hobbling around and he was down for a bit. Idemo as well towards the end. Hopefully that does neither of those two, particularly Ivanovic, doesn't manifest itself in a proper injury, which kind of keeps them out. But thankfully we've got a couple of weeks until Pompey. Players wise, Crocombe seems to get in. He started off really confident, and now he's less confident. Made a couple of decent saves, none of them particularly hard. And obviously there was that moment where he nearly did a bender, and their player nearly scored, which would have, I don't know, I think I probably would have walked out then after the first goal. But anyway, Crocombe, not bad. Sturge did well, and he got man of the match, which probably fair enough. Might be a couple of other players to fight for that. I thought Cooper and Taylor Taylor, it was a tough first league debut for Taylor. Really, he did okay. It wasn't as smooth. I mean, they've got some big boys in their team. It was a physical game, wasn't it? So anyway, he didn't make any glaring fuck up. So, and it's good for him to kind of get it under his belt, because I think obviously, well, everybody Crammer down the right. I thought he was brilliant going forward. Maybe not so much defence or a couple of wayward passes, but his energy going down the wing. And he just keeps it simple. Plays a simple pass, gets the ball over. His pace as well. So for me, especially in the first half, when Crammer was man of the match. Midfield, I thought Casper was brilliant, really, really good. Thank God he's not injured. Don't know what he'd do if he was, because he helped Derek next to him. Ballo was okay. Idamo's Idamo. He's frustrating is the word I'd use for Idamo. He gets himself into good positions. There's rarely is there ever a great cross. Rarely is there ever a great shot. That's Idamo. Negley was just he's one of those players that seems to be getting worse. Like we've said before about players that start off a bit shakily, like Aziz and Fleming and all those sort of players. But what was he doing? And never mind that, he's just lightweight. I always want a player to do well, but bloody hell, he's lucky he stayed on the pitch for 60 minutes or 65 minutes, whatever it was. And then Ivanovic, I thought did really, really well. Might score an easy goal, but you can kind of say that. Fuck me, they're defenders all over him. He was in a proper battle all day, and he fought well, and he put in some effort. So he did deserve his lucky goal. So it's a half decent performance when considering the team that is out there. I think it's get some players back, one or two maybe, but for the Pompey game, and then after that, looking at the fixtures, we've got a couple of decent home games. We've got Sheffield Wednesday struggling, Southampton who have been struggling. So we just want to stay up in that top six. We've got to stay up in that top six for Christmas. That's what we've got to do. Anyway, Nick, that's it from me. We'll take a point. Don't really want to take a point. I wanted to take 3 points, but anyway, it was a point. We go on to the next game. Cheers, mate. Take care. See ya. Come on, you lines.
All right, Nick, it's Lawrence Binney here calling in after Mill 1, Preston 1. I think on the balance, that was probably a fair result. You've got to consider that Preston were the away side. And I think for the most part, they did reduce us to kind of half chances, although their keeper does make a very good save in the second half. And I think Ivanovic does everything right. But quick reflexes stops us going 2-1 up. Towards the end of the game, we tied, and I think actually we could have lost it on the break. So I don't think a point is a bad result. Both teams very injury hit. I won't belabor the injury point because, it's just it's been a consistent theme throughout this season, and no one seems to know what the cause is. Potentially, it's because we press really, really high up and intensely, and some of the players aren't fit enough. But who knows? It's quite difficult, I think, at the moment with those injuries, though, and maybe with some of the business we did over the summer, which I think on the whole was decent, but maybe overlooked a few key areas that we needed addressing, most notably right back. It's a bit like we're playing Scrabble. And we've got like a Q and a Z and a Y, but only like one vowel. So yeah, we seem to have quite a lot of technical players available who aren't particularly fast or strong, or who haven't settled yet. I thought Ballo and Negley were a bit redundant today. I think you need a different kind of player in there because neither of them are kind of wide players. I think actually Ballo does do well on the wide left, but he doesn't like to take his man on because he's not particularly rapid. And I actually think he played a bit too narrow today. I think him and Negley got in each other's way sometimes. Ivanovic played well. I know that he's quite kind of comically tripped on the ball in the first half, but I thought he put himself about a bit. kind of did sort of the dirty work really well. And also, just finding himself in positions, chasing that what looked like a lost cause for the first goal, and a really great near post run in the second half for that chance. Cranmer, great going forward, a little bit rusty at the back, probably not used to playing that position. But the standouts for me, used to playing that position, but hasn't played there in a while. The standouts for me, though, I think were Denor and Sturge, who I thought were excellent. Denor is just so critical. If we lose him, I mean, fucking hell, I think we are fucked. Not a bad result on the balance of things. I think we kind of just need to stay in and around the mix until January. So, if we're 7th or 8th, come sort of January 15th, and there's only 3 to 6 points off the pace, I don't think that's bad at all, because I can see that Southampton and Ipswich are starting to pick up. I imagine Birmingham and Wrexham will move up the table as well. But yeah, I think we do need some signings in January and some injured players back. But yeah, overall pretty positive. All right, Nick, take care and keep up the good work.
Good afternoon, Nick Hart. Bobby T live from the old Howard's kitchen, mate. What can we do, mate? But I will tell you, this game first half was like comedy of gold errors. Nedgley, number 10, we all wanted him there. You're fucking shocking, mate. Right? We should be 3 or 4-1 up, but we're not. And then Mihailo, there's your Christmas gift, mate. Your head's down and all that. Yeah, you scored. Look, I'm praying we get a reaction, get Bangor Williams on, and we'll take the 3 or 4-1. But right now, it's the comedy of errors. Must win. Bobby T, halftime analysis. Bye for now. Well, good afternoon, Nick Hart, Bobby T, and I'll tell you what, that ain't the fucking reaction I fucking wanted, mate. Fucking utter rubbish, 1-1. That's no reaction. I'm fucking fuming. Nedgley, you're fucking see you next fucking Tuesday. Fucking bollock shit. That's not a reaction I wanted, and I didn't even go to the game. That's 2 points dropped now. Charlton win. Birmingham win, we go to 8. 2 weeks break now. Yeah, that's not a reaction. I'm fucking fuming, Millwall, right? Yeah, the boys didn't turn up. There's no reaction there. Yeah, it was end-to-end game. We could have lost it, but we had no. Forget fight up front. It's toothless. Mihailo, you were gifted. Yeah, Langstaff, you can't even run. You're not the finished article. We are fucked. Yes, and I'm gonna go on about we're 6 now. We've got to play Wrexham. Do us a favour, beat the old Anoraks. I'm not happy. I'm fucking not happy. Bobby T here on the Harrods thingy. What can you do, mate? 2 points drop. Preston at home. You can't win them all, I know. But after the Oxford and after Birmingham, you thought a bit of fight. Like Bala, Makud, or good half, second half, gone fucking missing. Yeah, I'll end it at that. Full-time, gutted, didn't go. 2 weeks break now. Let's play at 5 o'clock. We're still 6, basically. And then we go on to Pompey. Bye for now, Bobby T. Fucking fuming. Nick Hart, Bobby T, 2 points in 9. He's not fucking good, mate. Oxford away, last minute. Birmingham, not fucking good enough. Today, not good enough. West Harden, 89th minute coming on. Bangor Williams, 8 minutes. Neil, fucking hell. Again, I'm not going to blame you. I'm just absolutely... It's not good enough now. Are we going downhill? I don't know, mate. Do we need a striker in January? Who's the blame? Alex Neil. Today... Bye for now. Gutted. Fuming. Bobby T. Nick Hart, Bobby T. What annoys me is that Preston being on 3 subs on the 60th minute could have won it. Yeah, we were lucky to get away with a point today. And then Alex Neil makes 3 subs on the 89th minute. Alex Neil, what are you doing? Are you clueless? I'm questioning you now because your subs don't make sense. Bye for now, Bobby T. On to Pompey. Fucking still fuming, man. Come on, Wrexham.
You can hear Achtung Millwall via all of the major podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. You can even tune into us via YouTube. Ooh, Arcatin.
Who do you want to watch?
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.